Hi everybody.
Beautiful day out here, so we thought rather than sitting in the van, we'll come outside and do some videos.
Yes, but we're doing the Australian salute.
Yes, obviously.
We're in Kalgoorlie, so there's lots of flies and it's a bit warm, but anyway, we'll see how we go. It's probably going to be a very short introduction, I would say.
I think so. This one's about Rottnest Island.
Yeah, and our day there, which we had a really enjoyable day. We got the ferry from Fremantle, and as has been pretty much the way we've gone about doing things on this whole trip, we don't plan anything in advance. We wait until we get to a destination and then we make our inquiries. And when we got to Perth and we started making inquiries about the ferry to Rottnest, it was quite difficult to get on the ferry, and we ended up having to go on the 7:30 ferry and come back at 2:30.
Yes.
Because it was so busy. And it wasn't until we actually got to the ferry the day that we went across to Rottnest Island and they started handing out brochures and there was balloons and streamers everywhere. Yeah. We realised why it was so hard to get on that day. It was because it was the Quokkas' first birthday.
First official birthday.
Yes.
Yeah, they'd actually planned, they had face painting for the kids. It was a kids' haven, really good day.
It was a great day, but it was very, very busy on the island. So anyone who has been to Rottnest before and watches this video is probably going to be really surprised at the amount of people that were on the island that day. But you know, we hadn't been there before, so we just accepted that that was what it was like. But I must admit, all the other videos and photos that I've seen of Rottnest, nowhere near as busy as the day that we were there. No. So we thought that we were going to be very clever, and I arranged for us to have a couple of bikes which were ready when we got off the ferry. And I was led to believe that there were a few hills on Rottnest, but it was reasonably flat.
No.
It wasn't flat.
It's flat when you get off. The jetty's flat, but
it was really hilly. And I think we were a bit ambitious because I think we'd seen all the brochures and realised that Rottnest wasn't really that big. So we unrealistically thought that we could cycle pretty much around the island.
And we virtually did it, and
we did a lot of it.
It is the way to go. I'm sure had we been just on foot, we wouldn't have seen half of what we saw, because
no, we wouldn't have got out of town. I don't know how big it is,
but it's a fair way between point A to B to C to D if you're going to do all the sites on the island. So the bikes are the way to go.
Yeah, and there's no other, well, there is a bus that you can hop on and hop off, but that you can't take cars across to Rottnest. So it's either on foot or by bike. Bikes everywhere, just absolutely everywhere.
And then with the bus, we did run into a couple of people who were standing at the bus stops, and they were complaining that they'd been here half an hour waiting for the bus and it's still nowhere in sight. So at least with the bikes we were able to keep moving and keep seeing the sights.
Even if the bus did keep passing us. But
yeah.
Anyway, we saw a lot more of the island on the bikes than if we'd have been on foot. Probably had we not had the bikes, we probably would have stayed around in town, whereas we were able to get out and have a bit of a look around. So pretty much when you rode the bikes around, you could see all the beautiful coastline and the accommodation, the different types of accommodation. There's also a new eco retreat which they were doing open for inspections while we were there for the birthday. And there's the little main street with the bakery and a little supermarket and a couple of cafes and things like that.
Specialty shops and that.
Yeah. So, but we didn't have any trouble finding Quokkas. Like, we took off from the ferry on the bike and we went away from town. I'd only been on the bikes a few moments and Varda said, haven't seen any Quokkas, and next thing, there was Quokkas everywhere. So we didn't have any trouble seeing any Quokkas. And when we stopped to have lunch, Quokkas were very friendly, and you'll see how friendly one of them was with another table beside us. Not sure whether the Quokka had some help to actually get to where he got to.
The table. Yeah.
But anyway, you can make up your own mind about that.
Yeah. No, but it's a great day overall. I really recommend it if you come into Fremantle or Perth. Recommend you jump on the ferry.
Pop across and have a look. So that pretty much filled in that whole day. The following day was the day that we were actually going to be leaving Perth, and so we hitched up the caravan and made our way down to Cottesloe Beach, and we were able to walk around the, I suppose I would consider it an iconic building down there. Wasn't really the Surf Life Saving Club, it was, I'm not sure. It's had a tea rooms, it's been all sorts of things.
It's been everything, but
it's closed at the moment.
Yeah, there's plans to I think the Shire want to demolish it, but they're getting about a bit of backlash from the locals who said it's been there for years, you can't. So they're now planning to refurbish it, I think. But
Well, there was a couple of options. There was the refurbish, a really ugly modern building, or another building. So I think there were 3 options on the table.
Yeah.
So anyway, we made the most of being able to see it in its current state.
It's
and
huge.
yeah,
That's nice.
if it gets redeveloped, well, at least we've seen it, you know, in the original
In
state.
the original state.
Yeah. So from Cottesloe, we made our way down south and we stopped in at Mandurah. And that was really big compared to what I'd pictured in my mind. And a little bit toffee, I suppose, a little bit upper class. There was a lot of waterfront properties and a lot of development going on down there. So I don't know how expensive it is to live down there, but it looks beautiful and it's not that far from Perth. So I think it'd be quite a nice little
Area.
place. When we finished at Mandurah, where did we end up for that first night? Was it did we get as far as Bunbury?
We'll see in the next video where we ended up. Thanks for watching this one. See ya.
So, Father, what's happening today?
We are going to go on a big ship. That one.
Oh! And where's that going to take us?
It's got Rottnest Island. Where do you think it's going to take us?
What a great day to be on Rotto. Where would you rather be but in God's country? This is magnificent here. So thank you for coming out. Are there any first-time visitors to Rottnest? Hands up if you're a first-time visitor. Thank you for coming out. You love our island? How good is it, eh?
If you look closely, you might be able to make out the 2 osprey that are in this huge nest.
Thank you.